everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Janet and I have lost over 100 pounds following the ketogenic diet. On my channel you will find a variety of topics that will be included is what I eat in a day on keto, some keto recipes, and some protein sparing modified fast recipes as well. If you would have watched my last video, I will actually link that video here. It discuss my plans for moving forward and what I am doing with my weight loss right now. I feel like we have different plans, different things that work, that don't work, that we realize. And one of my good friends, Lindsay on YouTube here, Lindsay Murphy, if you follow her, her last video was really good. I loved how she explained being on keto. Are you doing keto right or wrong? Or, what are you doing on keto? And I feel like that was exactly how I feel, and that how a lot of people feel actually, because it's just on the keto diet, there is no cookie cutter answer to do keto. Yes, there are basics of keto, but once you get further along in your journey, you tend to do things a lot differently than when you did it when you first started, if that makes sense. Because you're learning about your body and the intolerance that it can handle. So what causes inflammation, what doesn't, what works with my body, what doesn't. It's a whole learning process. And I feel like Lindsay, if you follow her, make sure you go and watch her latest video because it is really, really good in regards to that. So like I said in my last video, I have a new plan that I am doing and incorporating, and I'm excited. I'm really excited once again to get started and to start feeling good and how I should. And having those protein sparing modified fast days really helped me feel my best. I'm only going to implement them 2 days during the week, but I'm excited to start that. So today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to do a little experiment. And that experiment is going to be doing some protein sparing modified fast buns in my air fryer. Yes, it's a different kind of experiment. I'm not really experimenting with the recipe itself, but I want to see if I can make them in my air fryer. I've always wondered if I can do this because I love my air fryer. I got my air fryer off of Amazon and I always have it linked in my description. It is hands down the best air fryer that I have owned. I have owned 2 previously to this one, and I'm telling you right now, they crapped out. They weren't a huge brand name or anything. I did buy them off of Amazon, but they were cheapos. They were cheap. And honestly, to spend the extra money was well worth it because this Consori one that I got, it has made things so much better than the oven can produce. As far as crispiness, and getting, I like things really crispy. So when I have my chicken wings or roast chicken or anything, I like it really crispy. And I'm hoping that maybe the protein sparing modified fast buns will create kind of that crispy, I don't want to say crispy because I know buns shouldn't be crispy, but kind of a more bun-like where you have the outer shell is a little bit more dense than the middle. The middle is always nice and soft. As far as the actual white tray buns that you buy, those were my favorites. So I'm thinking if I can get that kind of consistency and see if the air fryer actually works for that. So let's try it out and experiment. Join me as we give this a try. Also want to do a little bit of housekeeping. I haven't done this in a while, but I want to give a special thank you, a huge special thank you to actually 2 people, well, pretty much 3 people, but I have received so many gifts lately and I am beyond grateful for those gifts. First off, I want to thank Deb for not only buying me 1 coffee, because I do have a website down below where you can support the channel and buy me a coffee, but Deb has bought me 10 coffees. So thank you so much, Deb. I appreciate it. It brings me to tears to think about how much you care about me and supporting me in this journey, and I am so grateful for that. And I also want to thank Trish as well. She had gifted me through PayPal thank you so much. It makes a huge impact on me and my brand, and I appreciate it so much. So a special thank you for Deb and Trish. And also I want to welcome a new client of mine that has signed up for my one-on-one coaching, and that is Cindy. So welcome, Cindy. I am so excited to get started with you. You should have gotten probably, I'm just in the middle of working on it right now, because I do keto coaching for those that are new here, and I do absolutely everything for you. It literally takes the guesswork out of starting keto in order for you to be successful on your weight loss journey. I figure out the macros, I figure out your meals, your grocery list, everything. Just the only thing that you have to do is follow what I give you as far as information, as far as what you'll be eating, the groceries you'll be getting, the macros you'll be following. And the great thing with the one-on-one coaching is I give all of my personal information and personal contact information that we can have a communication every single day. I walk hand in hand with you through this process because I want you to be successful on your weight loss journey, and I feel having somebody there with you makes the world a difference, rather than just like, here's your menu plan. And you know, I do offer that as well. I offer a 7-day and a 4-week program where I figure out your meals and your grocery list and macros, and everything is the same. However, I don't have that one-on-one contact, whereas my one-on-one does. And I love having one-on-one clients. It literally makes my week and makes my month when you sign up for it, and it makes me feel so good, because I feel like that's how I gain a lot of friends, because we do have that communication every day, and I really help you through all of your struggles that you're feeling, and to let you know that what you're feeling is valid and those feelings are real. I have those feelings even to this day, let alone when I started my weight loss journey at 240 pounds. All the feelings that you feel through your weight loss journey is valid, and I want it to be recognized, and I want to talk you through that, and that is why I love the one-on-one coaching. So welcome, Cindy. All right, so let's get started on our buns. Once again, I am going to be using Amy's recipe for the Hawaiian rolls. I am just gonna omit the orange or pineapple extract. I usually don't, well, you know what? Maybe I will include that, actually. All right, well, I cannot find my orange extract, so I'm gonna leave it out. No big deal, but I am going to make those buns because I feel like the consistency of those buns is just a lot easier to create buns by using the ice cream scoop. So that is what I'm going to be using. I feel that my air fryer won't hold as many as this recipe makes. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 2 batches. I'm going to try to do 2 batches in my air fryer to see how that turns out. Feel free though, if you only want to make, like, it's only myself that does keto in my family. So I don't really have any other options to do right now with the rest of the dough, but if you wanted to, you could make definitely like half, like 6 buns, and use the other thing, like the other part of the batter for like pizza or calzones that I've made, or pretzels that I've made, or anything else, if you just don't want to make all of the buns. But today I am going to make all the buns. I think I might do it into 2 batches though, because I really don't think that it'll all fit in my air fryer. But let's get started. Like I said, I am using Amy's recipe. I will have her recipe linked in the description. I have been loving this recipe. As you guys know, I've been making it consistently probably for the last 3 weeks. I don't even think I've made my own recipe in a while, even though I do love my own recipe, but these just work so well for making buns and actually like having them in the scoop like I'd mentioned. All right, let's get started. I have made this recipe many times before, so I'm gonna pen you down and I'm just gonna speed it up and play some nice music so you guys can watch and see how I make the Hawaiian buns.
Don't talk about it like you're crazy. You know damn well I can't replace you. Just say what you mean. Don't waste your time being mad at me. Say what you mean, say what you mean. And you'll get what you need, get what you need. do is try to give you more than words. When I say I quit, it's only cause it hurts. We got places we can go to figure out what we've done, what we need, what to do. Yeah, I got you, I got you, I got you. The way you look at me is absent. It's like you're walking through a labyrinth. Just say what's going on. Don't waste your time being all alone. Say what you mean, say what you mean. And you'll get what you need, get what you need. What I do is try to give you more than words. When I say I quit, it's only cause it hurts. We got places we can go to figure out what we've done, what we need, what to do. Yeah, I got you.
I am about ready to start whipping up my mixture that I have here. I like to put it on high for about 5 minutes until everything is combined, and then I will add my 5 egg yolks. So that is kind of what I've been doing and making lately. We'll see if I go back to my own recipe, maybe soon. But I am going to actually preheat my air fryer as well, and I'm gonna preheat it for the same temperature for 325, and we are going to use the same temperature and timings in my air fryer as well. So I'm going to preheat that while this is mixing. All right, so this is my air fryer. Like I had mentioned, it's the Consori air fryer. I absolutely love it. I got it in white and it is amazing. I always have it linked in my Amazon favorites. But I definitely looked at the reviews and the longevity of the air fryer, and that's kind of what I was geared towards. I wanted something sleek, not bulky, because I knew I would have it out on my countertop all the time, and I am blown away. I've had this for probably, I want to say, about a year now, and it has not failed me once. And I was looking for something like longevity wise that would last me a long time without anything, you know, malfunctioning or breaking down or needing parts or anything. And the Consori, this one definitely had the best reviews overall for that. I even looked up like longevity for the Consori and air fryers just in general on what they would recommend, kind of like a consumer report. And this definitely was, I want to say it was their top one, if not in their top 3. So we are just going to preheat this. Their preheated settings is always 400 for 5 minutes. So that is what I'm going to do. And then I will adjust the temperature and the timings once we get our buns in the air fryer. So our air fryer is still preheating for another minute, but I am going to get started on the buns. What I am going to do, I purchased these parchment papers for my air fryer. I also have these linked in my description. Best thing ever, I use them all the time. You cannot put these in the air fryer as it's preheating though. I learned my lesson that way. But what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to put the buns on this first and then put them in the air fryer, because the air fryer has a basket and I feel like it's gonna be really hard to put this in and then try to put the buns on. I don't know. We're gonna try this way first, and then maybe I'll change my mind for the second go around. But what I'm going to do is I am gonna spray it really liberally with the olive oil spray on my parchment paper and as well on my ice cream scoop. So I'm gonna do that. And as you can see, I have paper towel underneath it, obviously, because it will be messy, right? All right, so that is good. So what we are going to do is we are going to arrange our buns all on this parchment paper first. All right. Also, what I'm going to do is I am going to set the temperature on my air fryer. And the time-wise as well, I am going to put for 20 minutes. So the time is done. So I'm just gonna quickly put these on the parchment paper and then we will put them in our air fryer. Woo!
Even if you tried, you wouldn't understand it. Maybe something's missing inside of you. Just a bit of sugar to that horrid bitter.
There we go. Now, I'm actually excited for this if this works out, because since I am the only one in my family that is keto and that eats the buns, sometimes, honestly, it's good sometimes it's just beneficial to only make, you know, like 6 or 9 buns at a time and then utilize the rest of the batter for something else. All right, so this is hot. This is gonna be very hot. We have granite, but make sure that, you know, you use precautions. But I am just going to put this in our air fryer. Woo! Perfect, okay, and that is all in the air fryer. Let's put it in. I have it set. And because my air fryer like only goes in increments of 10, I'm gonna put it on for 320, and then for the time wise, I'm gonna put it for 20 minutes and we'll see how that turns out. All right, it has been 10 minutes and I am going to check on these. Oh, look at that, you guys. So I think I'm just gonna leave it, I'm gonna cook them for another 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna turn the air fryer off and leave them in there for another 10 to 15 minutes. So 15 minutes at 320 in your air fryer. We're gonna see how that works. All right, the special number here, I think, is gonna be 13, which is funny because 13 is my favorite number. But I left them cooked for 13 minutes at 320, and I left them in the air fryer with the air fryer turned off for 13 minutes as well. Let's take them out of the air fryer and cool them on our cooling rack, and then we will give them a taste. Then we will put the remaining ones in the air fryer as well and cook the other half. But I think what I'm gonna be doing going forward, I wanted to try this in my air fryer, of course, and if it works, I am going to be making half, like the 9 that I made, I'm going to be making 9 buns, and then I'm gonna utilize the other half of my batter in some other way. Whether, more than likely it'll be pizza, because I love pizza, and I feel like that's gonna be like a good meal prep. But you can feel free to do whatever you like. I'm just telling probably what I'm going to be doing moving forward is going to be using half for the buns, and then half for probably like a pizza crust or something like that going forward. All right, so what we are going to do is carefully, now you can obviously use anything that you want to take it out of your air fryer. Just be careful because it's going to be very hot. So we are going to take those out. We are going to put our other ones in and cook the rest of them. All right, I have moved over to like my dining area because I have the air fryer on for the rest of the buns, but let's give a taste test. I open them up and the texture looks exactly the same. Hopefully you can see that. I'll give a close-up here while like kind of overview. Let's taste them. Okay. You know what, you guys? I think I prefer them in the air fryer. How crazy, but that is exactly what it gives me. What I wanted it to give me was kind of like a harder, I don't want to say harder crust because it's not hard, it's not tough, it's not hard to eat. It's just a little bit of like a more crispier rather than a softer outside, like for the top. The bottom is cooked perfectly. The inside is perfect. It's nice and soft and moist like the other buns. I definitely prefer them this way. 100%. Definitely 100% prefer them in the air fryer. That is crazy. These taste better. I feel like they taste better. How is that possible? Definitely have to give these a try, you guys. So I'm gonna finish cooking the rest of my buns at the same temperature. I'm gonna do the same temperature and the same time because 13 minutes was the magic number. Remember that. Remember 13 minutes in the air fryer to cook them at 320. 13 minutes, turn off the air fryer, leave them in there for 13 minutes. You will have perfect protein sparing modified fat. The other buns are done. They are just sitting in the air fryer with the air fryer turned off. They have about 6 more minutes. But I also wanted to mention, now that it has been like, I don't know, 20 minutes since I've made these, I feel that these kind of kept their shape a little bit better than in the oven. Like, they didn't fall at all. Like, I feel like it just kind of kept their, like, they're not a big bun to begin with, but I feel like they didn't flatten like my other ones from the oven usually do. They kept the exact same size as when I took them out of the air fryer. I already had 3, by the way. They're very, very good. Like I said, I love these way better than the oven ones. It just gives kind of that more of a texture of real tray buns, where they have kind of like the outside is a little bit crispier, chewier, and then the middle is all soft and moist, and it's just really good. You have to give this a try. Hopefully you have an air fryer. If not, you need to get one. You need to get an air fryer because that alone is life-changing. It takes half the time for everything, and I feel even for these buns, it's more economic to make them in the air fryer. For me anyways, everybody is different, but for me, instead of like putting on the oven, waiting for it to preheat, obviously you won't be able to make a loaf of bread in here because it just rises way too much for my air fryer anyways. But for buns or pizza, like even if you have just the crust and make your pizza, put it in the air fryer, like that is a perfect meal. How easy is that? Like super easy. Highly recommend giving it a try, you guys. If you are looking for an air fryer, highly recommend the Consori one. Like I said, I've had it for over a year. It has been amazing, and you need to give these a try. You need to give these a try. I'm telling you, there's not many things on my channel that I say you have to make, but protein sparing modified fast buns in the air fryer, you have to make them. All right, so that is the end of today's video. Thank you so much for joining me and experimenting with me. I'm so glad that you joined me today. Make sure that you hit that red subscribe button. Give this video a like to let me know that you're liking my content. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so YouTube can notify you when I upload a new video. Thanks for watching.